To the Fabintro show. This is Bill Russo. We are broadcasting live from Umberto's Clam House, 132 Mulberry Street. I am joined tonight by my co-host, Angie Kristic. Welcome, Angie.
Welcome, Bill. It's always a pleasure.
And you are listening to the City World Radio channel on cityworldradio.com. If you are a business or an individual who would like to sponsor the program, just send me an email at viabravo@msn.com. That's viabravo@msn.com. My name is Bill Russo, and I am your host this evening, and so grateful to welcome my wonderful guests on the program. We have a great show for you tonight. This is a show about good people, good music, and good causes. So, our first guest is Larry Hassman, who will be joined later on, followed by Michael Hashim, the great saxophonist. And we also have on the program later Nkechie Ogbodo, who will be speaking to you about her wonderful program to assist young girls here in America and in Africa. And she is a colleague of America's Next Top Model year 2006, Nana Agbo, and we believe she may be here later on. We'll see. In any event, Larry Hassman, welcome to the Bill Russo Show. Larry, I see from your bio that you are a playwright.
Absolutely. Yes, Bill, and good to be here. Good to be here with you, too.
Well, it's good to have you, Larry. And you had a career before being a playwright.
I did. It was a very different career. It was in the corporations. I was an executive of an IT firm, consulting firm, and I worked with the banks. Now I'm free of that world, and I am out there writing and pushing my work.
Well, you know, on the Fabintro show, we've had many people who have transitioned from one world to another, or who had always had an interest in another activity or had a talent, and that's why we're here. We're the Fabintro show. We want to introduce people like yourself to you, the public, to the listeners and the viewers if you're watching on YouTube. We love to introduce people who have decided to make their talents blossom and grow. So what was your first venture outside of the IT world?
Well, the first venture outside the IT world was to get myself used to being outside the IT world. It was a transition for me. And what I did was I found myself with the muse on my shoulder and my fingers flying over the keyboard and creating plays. And one of the first ventures, I would say, would be a play that is building momentum right now called Winner. And this is moving very nicely, and I would say that this is the first real major effort out there, although I've got other plays in my file and in my portfolio.
Well, I saw a brief description of Winner, the play. It's a story about a middle-class man who is caught up in the role of breadwinner to his wife and children and is living his life in quiet or not-so-quiet desperation. He secretly, unknown to his wife, buys $40 worth of lottery tickets every week, but he tells her he only spends $10. After years of buying lottery tickets, one day he lands all the numbers to win $135 million.
Yes,
That's
sir.
not the full story.
No, that's not the full story. But I got to give you a little background here, Bill, since you're talking about people moving into new areas and new bliss in their life. I was in the business of headhunting, if you will, as part of my job, and I saw many, many men trapped in their jobs and very unhappy that they were having to support a heavy financial load, mortgages, kids in colleges, and sometimes two kids in colleges. And so I saw how difficult it was for people, and that began to generate this idea of the winner, the guy who fulfills his fantasy by getting $135 million. You're free. You're the king of the mountain.
Top of the world.
Top of the world. With that kind of money, of course.
What's the twist?
Well, the twist is that once the family throws out the furniture and makes the list of everything they've ever wanted, they find out that he's got all the numbers to win $135 million, except it's for the wrong date. You're right.
Well, I was this is a fantastic play, and I was hoping you would keep a surprise for the audience, because I know it's going to be out there on the in the major stages soon. So.
Well, I'm sorry. I blew it. Angie. Forgive me, if you will.
Well, it's such a fantastic play, and I think
the audience still will be thrilled.
Yes.
It's all in the execution.
We do hope so. And we have some wonderful actors already coming into play right now with respect. And may I mention?
Yes, of course.
Let me just point to Angie. Angie is playing one of the very key roles, one of the key roles in the play, and she does a brilliant job, along with
Thank you
Bobby,
very much. Bobby Finaro.
Bobby Finaro, right, is playing the other
husband.
lead.
We're playing the husband and wife. And I also had the pleasure of being able to direct a reading of it at the Players Club in Gramercy Park.
Gramercy Park is in New York City.
Yes.
Murray Hill.
You're right.
Well, Gramercy Park.
Gramercy Park. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
well, Angie also directed a play of mine over at the Players Theater.
Yes.
In which she did a wonderful job.
Thank you. Well, it was so. I from when I first met Larry, I felt right away. I really, first of all, I actually saw his work before I met him, and I really could identify with his plays, and I felt the writing was very well written, and it just flowed, and we had such a great time doing that piece, the first piece that we did, Foreplay.
Oh yeah,
right. Which I think I spoke on the show with you previously. So.
Right. Yeah, but one of the things that I just want to point out, and maybe because it's pertinent to the show, is that when I write, I always write, there is some question I have, and it always has a moral issue. And in this case, the moral issue is that the relationships, love, support of your people, your family, always is more important than how many bucks you have in your bank. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's an important difference. Money versus love, affection, and support.
So that is one of the themes that runs through the play.
Absolutely. It drives the play.
Mm-hmm.
And when the people see it, you'll see how it works out, and I'm sure they'll be very satisfied.
So money isn't everything?
Well, no.
But it helps.
It helps, definitely helps.
And Larry also has some other great plays. We have another play coming up. Larry has another play, which is being presented at the Players Club on this Wednesday.
Yes. Well, that's my cue to talk about The Hot Accountant. A Hot Accountant is a film script. Thank you.
Great title.
Is that an oxymoron?
No, well, I'll just say that it's about a wussy accountant that turns out to be this super guy and porn star, and that's all I'll say about it now, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, it's an interesting theme because many of the people that I've interviewed have changed careers or explored their inner passions and desires and have become creative. I can think of one of my former guests. Her name is Teresa Brown, and she has a production called Meg Ramsey, and that's the website, megramsey.com. And it's about an executive, in this case an African-American woman, who is working in a company like a private industry. She attends meetings, she goes to work, and she feels unfulfilled. Mm-hmm. She sings, and she takes up the guitar, and at some meeting, she announces to her boss, "I'm leaving, I quit." And the whole series, it's a web series, megramsey.com, is about this woman who leaves her life behind in private industry to become a cabaret singer. And that's not uncommon. Another guest that I had on my program, Marianne Maizano. Hello, Marianne. She was a vice president of a bank. Mm-hmm. She also sang and played guitar, but she also was a great comedian. And she